You know, it's kind of hard to help when, you know, a lot of my people don't get it. But, you know, I understand, though, it's not really them. A lot of motherfucking, like, creatures is around us. But it's because of this that we're going to have to seriously.
In the dells of fibers, shall all drown in lakes of blood. Now they will know why they are afraid of the dark. Now they will learn why they fear the night.
Now remember, don't nobody listen to me. So I ain't tripping off what motherfuckers think about me. You know what I'm saying? And people like, you the demon. Can't be. Can't be. Black people aren't listening to me. So-called blacks. I mean, I got, you know, a good amount of people, but they ain't listening to me. They guided by the love relationship gurus and the entertainers and stuff like that. They not listening to me. Never put this blame on me. But what I will say is this: we're gonna listen to a collective of things. You know what I'm saying? To prove that blacks they're following the demon. Whoever they think they following, they're not. Whatever God they think they following, they're not. They following the demon. So I want y'all to hear something real quick. Better yet, let me read something to you real fast. Where are we at? So there was a post on Facebook that says Jasmine Crockett went to a prestigious MICDS, first private school in Missouri. Annual tuition is $34,000. She is cooning for liberals and not like us. A lot of people disagree, whatever. I told the person, I said, you cannot tell N-words this. Only logical people. Some people laughed. Some people was in their feelings. I don't really care. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I know why I'm talking the way I talk. So anyway, somebody responds to me and says, only you sellouts would think this is logical. You and the author are definitely cooning, trying to tear down other black people with senseless BS. Now, to me, that's not offensive. That just means you're a slave, because clearly you're not using common sense. It's the same thing with Elon Musk. Now that Elon Musk is with Trump, all his black friends that he had in Africa were servants. So wait a minute. Why were you Democrats promoting this nigga and his Tesla cars then? And that's what I told people. I said common sense would logically tell you either the Democrats hide races or they're super liars. Pick your poison. Now, I know that's too deep for people because they didn't listen to grandma. When grandma told you, if all your friends jump off the bridge, are you going to too? Well, that's what you guys are doing. When you guys are listening to the group that has been wrong because you guys see your result, you've been fucked. So it doesn't matter how many Jasmine Crockett's or Cory Bookmans they put in front of you. Clearly, these people are fucking you to death. That's why whenever they come out, you never go anywhere. You're Al Sharptons, you're Jesse Jackson. Y'all have not went nowhere but to the minstrel show stage. What part of that don't you get? You're no different than the Hispanic. You don't own shit. The only people you've ever heard of even buying land here was who? The Chinese. But we talking about the CCP. We talking about the people in China. They heard about no Hispanic landowners and they got a Hispanic farm. You ain't seen no black people owning no farm, bro. What are y'all talking about? Both of y'all are like super gang goofy and don't even realize it, bro. You're being played by Mr. Charlie. Heavy. And he has Boule members. You know, speaking about the American Negro, you've been here the longest. It's like they have members to purposely keep you on dummy missions. That's what that is. So anyway, I responded to him and I said this. Clearly, you are an N-word, so allow me to educate you. I said, American Indians were called red N-words. Irish people were called potato N-words. Middle Easterns were called sand N-words. You are not special. You are just a special kind of idiot. Is what I'm telling this dude. I'm like, the chessboard is black and white. and black and white already had definitions before you integrated jackass. Wake up out the spell, jackass. That's what I told him. And I'm like, this is what needs to be told to a lot of different people, because it's like, bro, y'all keep talking about, oh, I'm hustling, I'm cheating the system. No. You're in a game and you're going at it wrong. And that's why your team continues to lose. How many big meaches do you have to make, and they get locked up and then everything lost, and then they come through and leech off their son, or they are these entertainers in the entertainment industry, which is doing nothing but giving you poison. That's why you're saluting somebody that was poisoning your neighborhoods. Don't you see the devil at work? That's why I'm saying, clearly Black Americans are following a demon. So-called Black people are following a demon, whether they want to believe it or not. Whether they want to try to push away from that and say, oh, ghosts and demons are not real. You know what, nigger? And I'm calling you that not because you're color, because you lazy nigger. You are not qualified to tell us what is real and what is not, because you're too stupid. You don't know anything. And we've been giving y'all way too much credit. We've been letting y'all grab the mic when you shouldn't be allowed to talk. We've been letting you be in front of the children when we shouldn't let you do that. We've been allowing you guys to be around our women who are easily influenced. We shouldn't allow y'all to do that. There's a lot of shit we shouldn't allow. But hold on. Like I said, we're gonna go through this. It's on today. I just want y'all to hear something real quick.
How you like? Eli?
Morning, George. This is a white man's saloon, and it sells white man's liquor. And I'm telling you to crawl your filth out of here, Breed. Before I kill you. You hear, you red-skinned nigga?
Did you hear? You red-skinned nigga. This is from the movie Chatos Land. It's Pierce Brosnan. He's an Indian. And he walks into a white-only bar. What'd the white man tell him?
Before I kill you.
What'd he tell him?
You hear, you red-skinned nigga?
Red-skinned nigger. So if you can be a red-skinned nigger, then you can be a black-skinned nigger. And if you can be a black-skinned nigger, then you can be a potato nigger. And if you can be a potato nigger, then you can be a sand nigger. Now, I just took you to total different spectrums. I took you to soil, which is a part, it's the elements. Okay. Then I took you to colors, red and black, because you guys always say nigger means black people. And then I took you to food, like agriculture, a potato. So how can something mean black, but it can be described in different paradigms? Because clearly that's not what that word means. That's why I said you red-skinned nigger. Because you can be a yellow-skinned nigger. You can be a white-skinned nigger. Because the word has nothing to do with a race. That has nothing to do with it. It just means lazy and ignorant. All right, but one group has clutched onto that word. One group is trying not to allow other niggers in other race to use the word, even though they are niggers. They're not. It has nothing to do with being a so-called black person. No, they're ignorant. Okay, so why are you guys mad that they want to use the word? I'm not. I just tell, other groups, don't call me a fucking nigga. Because for one, I would never call you a motherfucking nigga. And it's not because of no racist shit. You not my motherfucking nigga. So why the hell would I? Like, I'm not going to play this damn game with you. That's y'all. All right, now let's get into the goods. Hold on. Hold up. This is... I recorded a lot, so I gotta find these shits. Hold on. I know I can. I know I can. That's not it. Don't trip. We're gonna find these. Oh yeah, I'm gonna find these. Nine. Give me a second, yo. You know what? While I'm doing it here, listen to like some music while I try to find this. But no, I've this is gonna be done today. This shit has to be done. Y'all gotta see this shit. Or y'all gotta hear this shit. All right. Here's one of them. Hold on.
MLK throughout the United States. The worst black neighborhoods got the most churches because every single neighborhood that I have gone to, and I'm talking about any MLK throughout the United States, they have a church literally on every other street, if not right across the street from each other. But yet every time I turn around, there is another child that is getting shot up or dying in the communities, in the black communities. Children are dying every day. And before anybody out there says some dumb shit about, well, you need to go and talk to the pastors, you need to go and talk to the deacons, did that, went and talked to the pastors, went and talked to the deacons, not of all churches, but of most. And you know what happened? It ended with the pastors or the deacons trying to get under my dress, okay? So it didn't go very far. Now, I say that to say that when I go to the churches, my whole thing is, okay, why can't we have a few more community outreach programs where we come into the community and you do this and you do that? I will support, I will volunteer, and it gets nowhere because the main thing that I'm hearing is, well, unless they're members of the church, there's not much we can do. And that's bullshit. That is bullshit. I don't care what anyone says. The work.
Now, the reason I let that play is because we got to understand who is allowed around us. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense that, you know, there's all this church around and black people still messed up. And then, like she said, you got to be a part of their group. Why? Because the leader of that congregation is a Mason. It's a negative one, though. It's a bad Mason. We should all know this by the results of the black community and all the so-called God that they have. Supposedly, black people got a gang of God. They got a plethora of God, but they don't understand language still in a place where they've been the whole time. You know, They refuse to, deal with the masonry and, breaking down the spelling so they can comprehend what's going on around them so they can stop being played. And they keep worshiping a spook man, even though they have credible sources of, people that they say they look up to that Masonically could read the book. You can listen to people like Dan Calloway say, Harriet Tubman and Nat Turner didn't exist. That's fine. But if you take in consideration the stories, what did they do with that book? For some reason, you can read the book and you pay some money and you get on your knees. But when they read the book, they went on a killing spree. But they weren't killing their own people. And they weren't like, there's no stories of them just killing babies. No, they were killing the slave masters. They were going in there in the middle of the night and killing them. At least Nat Turner was. And I believe Harriet Tubman killed some slave masters too, or some white people. I'm pretty sure she did. But I don't want to say it like that. I want to say, oh, just white people. No, that's not the point. The point is, how come they read the book the right way? How come? And people in the church, they teach you to read it the wrong way. That's why you don't make any moves. That's why there's no action being done. Well, in truth, is because y'all are worshiping a demon. Only a demon is going to tell you not to protect yourself. Only a demon is not going to do nothing with the constant, destruction they see right outside the church window. Or is that why they cover them up and all that color and stuff? So they can't see outside. So they want to talk about God's earth and how we should live on it, but they don't even want you to see outside. Like if they want to enclose you in this information and indoctrinate you, which makes sense. I'm not knocking that. What I'm saying is the black community clearly has been following the demon. I mean, constant stories, 12-year-old stabs a 9-year-old, he gets the death penalty. The story about the black girl who was basically kidnapped, raped, and murdered by her dad. He chopped off her hands. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bruh, how is all that even happening? I'm not saying that it can't. Why is it happening? Why is this group, the other kid that was sentenced to 360 years for killing his entire family, and his brother got shot, but he survived, but he did it all because he couldn't sleep at his girlfriend's house. You know what I'm saying? He's 17 years old. For one, you're 17. I know you ain't got no job. You ain't paying for nothing. Then for two, it's like, how do we know? Your people wouldn't have let you go, but maybe your grades are bad, or like you don't deserve fucking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, true discipline. Something teachers are your parents, which are your first teachers, are going to install in you. I can't find this other thing that I was trying to play for y'all. Trying though, I'm still looking, but I feel that my group is I know they following the demon. I know they is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all of us is asleep, because a lot of us is up and really know what's going on, but they have to be. There's no way they could deny it, because it's what's going on. It's what's going on and how frequent it's going on. Like, I mean, just nothing but bad. And the only good things that are seen is by these, people on TV, these celebrities and stuff. Like, bruh, we created the celebrity. Why the hell is they, the main thing everybody looking at now? That I don't understand that. Excuse me. If we're fair with what we know here on the Light Show, if we're fair about what we know and how there is a program that was put for a certain spell to be casted, so these workers would be docile, and they would only want certain things like a house and a car, you know what I'm saying, and then clothing, And they would never look outside of the little box that they were put in and see all these swindlers. Well, not a lot, but inner sanctum of swindlers robbing them and just putting out all this panty-anty stuff to where they would never fully collect. They would never get it. You know what I'm saying? And they would just work as monetary slaves until they died. Some make businesses and pass on, but never really reaching the high peaks without being under a contract of slavery. You know what I'm saying? Well, for us brothers and sisters that see past that, and we come out here and try to tell people about what's going on, and they make a mockery of us. Why? Because they're clouded by the Boule science. They're clouded by some, my brother and power to the people, and all, that's what they're clouded by. Hollywood has already made a mockery of them. So now they think that's us. Then the ones who get, into this whole Aboriginal conversation, they're just not going to get that, period. But I understand it. Even if I wasn't Nipmuc, even if I didn't have my grandma's obituary right here, that tells you exactly who she is. And it's funny because it does say she's African. It does say she has African in her. But here's the funny thing. It says Black African. I think that's the weirdest thing ever. It's like, why would they have to differentiate Black African? I'm going to tell you why. Remember, we're talking about Masonry. What is black? The unknown. What is white? The known. So what would be considered a white African Masonically? I'm not talking about Afrikaners. The kings. The kings and the rulers of Africa would be considered white Africans. Okay, who sold these people? So, whoever wrote the obituary, I get the Masonicness that they put in it. You know what I mean? Always remember where I'm from. I'm from a 33 square mile city. And there's some other mysterious stuff that we'll talk about that on another video. But why they put it like that? Because right next to it, it says, Nipmuc Indian tribe. On the obituary, for people that think I'm just making up stuff. Told you who I was. You notice I mentioned a tribe that most people don't. Why? Because I'm not lying. I'm not trying to bandwagon. I'm Cherokee. I'm Chata. And no disrespect to the people who really do have Cherokee in them and Chata. You know what I'm saying? Holla at you. But no, none of that. No. I didn't come with no Hollywood names. I came with a tribe that they will not mention. They'll talk about the Mohawks. They talk about the Lenape, the Pontiac. They talk about a lot of different tribes. They will not bring up my tribe. You notice they don't really bring up the Wampanoag either. They'll bring up the Mohegan. They bring up all that different stuff. Those two tribes they don't like to bring up very much. Why? At least with the paleface, I can't say nothing about the conquistadors. That was down there. But up here, oh yeah, that was us. That was us. So I feel it was spiritually granted to me. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, energy never dies and spirit is breath. So that means the breath is still here. It never left. So I feel I'm like it was ordained for me to tell these stories, these truths on this earth, this one time. But that's Indian. Let's get back to the Masonry. There's no way that these American Negroes, coloreds, because remember, they don't like being called those names. They like to be called black. But the English spellcast language is already there before you're integrated. So that means whether the book is old or new, once you got a dictionary, you knew the definition of black and white. So then why would they claim that our people chose that name? So we making roller coasters, all different types of stuff. We're very smart people. We can read. This is before we're integrated. We would choose to be called in this language black. And then what those 70s cats say, oh, it was an opposition to white. How the hell is that an opposition if you can read? What's the number one problem in the school system today? Reading. What most states, I didn't say all, but what most states, Democrat, why are they trying to turn you back into a slave? Even though you never were one. But why are they trying to do that? Why are they trying to take you from the main thing they would not allow the slave to do? Read. What's the main argument in the school system today? Kids' reading proficiency. That's odd. Well, didn't I tell you guys you were integrated? Remember, you foreigners weren't here. It's just them two. It's just the chessboard, black and white. Okay, so the unknown gets integrated into the known, but the known has already got a spell of its own against the unknown. They were racist against you before you had integrated in school. Remember, they don't even want you in their school. So that's already there. Okay, so what the hell were they teaching in the white program? What were they teaching? Everything negative against black, right? The unknown, right? Ain't that y'all argument? Don't y'all want more, ignorant to say, but don't y'all want more black history? Why you think they won't push it farther than that month? And it's the shortest month of the year, and people act like that was a diss. No, you're dissing yourself. You're the one calling yourself the darkness, the abyss, the unknown. Why would they want a bunch of people not knowing something if they already have a program for you? It's a devious program. And that's the main one that these so-called black people are following, which is keeping them in the darkness. Who's the only group that promotes their failure? Come on now, what's the only group you know that makes countless of montages and mantras about destroying itself? Come on, man. It's time to step out the spell and stop casting it on yourself by taking their industry and claiming it's just music. No, it's not. It all comes from the soul. Beats, singing, rhyming, poetry, drawing, all that stuff is from the being. It's from the being. That's where it's coming from. It's coming from an actual living vessel, yo. Even if you're trying to mimic the wind, you hear the wind. Okay, who's mimicking it? The living being. It's alive. You trying to just put it on some industry and blame some other people for what you're allowing to be spewed to you. You are doing it. But why? Because you're in the darkness. I'm going to show you proof. I'll show you proof of what I'm talking about. What do they wrap around patriotic white people? Besides the play on words with the whole racist crap. No. What do they wrap around patriotic white people? Nationhood, familyhood, God, business, square dealing. Why are they doing that? Oh, you know it's not true. Yes, you're right. All white people are not honest and fair or all Mr. Charlies. No, they're not. Okay, so is that white propaganda or not? We've already discussed this. It's evidence and it's true. It's factual. It's just one-sided. But you're the one taking racism into it instead of looking at light. These are not their laws. This is not their rules, bro. Like, this is so evil of people to do this. How you know they following the demon? People be acting like they breaking a white man law. No, you're not. He didn't create, you can't kill, you can't steal. And then what are those mimicking? Universal law. You cannot put back what you did not put. You cannot bring back a child that you take because you never created it. Okay. You pass the energy along the way you want it to be passed along to you. You don't want somebody tripping you down a flight of stairs. You don't want somebody misguiding you. So you wonder why we had to give physical deities to this energy. Universal law is God is nothing but universal law with a name. That's all they did. And then gave it human attributes. You know, like fire and brimstone, killing people, all that has to deal with earth. Okay. But then they had to go deeper than that because that's just like energy. It's like, motherfucker, this nigga don't come in the room. I slap this bitch or I shoot this motherfucker. There ain't nothing happening. Okay, so then they had to put it into a fleshly being. That's where you get Christ, where it's like, okay, it's the same token. What did this energy say? Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. It's a golden rule. What gold? Doesn't this thing come from high above? Okay, where is the universe? It's just cloaking the universal law into human attributes where you can get it. That's all we're doing. Who's the ones in our neighborhoods not helping us out, but keep us on a fairy tale dream, morphing our women and our mothers and our grandmothers into basically, you know, hidden heathens. You know, because you could talk all that crap about they getting God. So come on, man. They be all dressed up, trying to look cute. A lot of them be flirtatious, being you know, relationships and stuff that had infidelity in it. Nobody's perfect. Well, damn. Why are some of the most crooked people on earth claiming that they are? Everybody strives to be. No. What I'm saying is, I've seen more truth from a street dude, an honorable street dude that don't snitch. He's not a punk. He stands up for his. He takes care of his family. I've seen him with more rules that he follows. That's what I'm saying. Then people in the church is like, y'all always rolling back. Y'all always breaking y'all promises to y'all God. He not even, the street dude not even promising God. He just promising himself and his family. At least he's just on some, you know, regular schmegular. It's like, no, y'all giving it up to higher energy and keep disrespecting, keep lying to it. Keep sliding back, or whatever they call it, backslide, whatever the hell they call it. It's like, why? How are they feeding you this information? They feeding it to you all messed up. Black people are following a demon. So-called black people are following a demon. They are. I don't know what the fuck this nigga name is. Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Jehovah, Allah, what's the other one? Yahweh. Have to be. These ain't even y'all languages. Excuse me. These ain't y'all languages, and they're really not explaining anything. Because once you take the God title, it's like it's you can't even explain nothing. Oh, God is everything. God, you can't even explain nothing. At least with Christ, it's information. So that means it has to be broke down, so at least it can be explained. But thought, how you gonna explain thought? What were you thinking about? How many thoughts can you think? The possibilities are endless. Huh? Sound like God, the omnipotent one. Okay, well, thought slowed down to create light. Okay, light slows down to create shapes. House, car, computer, cell phone. You did? And shapes. Light slowed down to create sound. My bad. And sound forms geometrical shapes. Sound is the vibration of talking. They say it started out with clicks. Okay. And you can tell because way in the East, they don't really talk. And they be like, oh, you talking like English is so special. No. At least it is. You dig? At least it is. Listen to all these other languages. Listen to how it starts. Listen to how language starts. It starts with clicks. Okay, then it goes. You ever seen Russian writing? That motherfucker would be 25 letters just to say the bathroom's right there. And you'd be like, damn. The bathroom is right there. Six words. All right. Bro. This motherfucker be like a whole essay. To say French fries or something. I'm saying that to say this. We've came a long way. And, you know, to be this far in the game and for people to not see, like, you know, the Jasmine Crockett's and pretty much all black representation because it's in the darkness. Even with Denzel was a great actor. Okay, so what? What did he really do for anything? Yeah, okay, he paid for Black Panther's college. Okay, so the Denzel Washington acting school. We called Jordan a sellout, but at least he had that summer camp. I remember that shit. So it's like, I don't know. I don't really like mess with celebrities at all, period. But what I'm saying is, are so-called blacks following a demon? They have to be, because they're the only group that wants to like promote their own failure, their own death, and then try to hide behind slavery. But really, they're only enslaving themselves. Most black women are being pimped by another black man or another black woman. Most black children are being molested by another black man or another black woman. Most black people are being arrested for something that has to do negative with another black person. Either fighting a black person, killing a black person, selling a black person poison. You see? It's hard to get away from why is it like that? And why are other groups striving? And stop blaming the Mr. Charlie. Ask yourself a question. Why are they so argumentative about being black? Even if they're not from America, the whole Dominican thing. I'm not black. Why? You got to study your history, yo, when it comes to this skin tone. You have to know about the Moors. You do. You have to, and you have to argue with people that keep trying to call them non-black people. You know what I'm saying? So-called black people. I'll use that word for that. You have to keep arguing them, because it's like, well, where would the hate come from? Where would it start? It can't be biblical, bro. Everybody wasn't reading that book, and that book was really only for one group. So you're not even supposed to be reading this shit. So where would this hate come from? And then claiming that it's a solar system, and you see that, you know what I'm saying, the tropical regions breed most of the organic things. You know, the Amazon, the Amazon forest is like, bro, all the medicine's there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can talk about deserts, but nah, man, I'm talking about golden oases and all different types of stuff. The heat is where life is growing at. You know what I'm saying? The sun is a natural, like, communicator to the earth. It makes things grow. Information. Why would they have us so emotional out here? Like I said, I don't like Jasmine Crockett. I don't care what nobody says. I don't like her because her energy is sour. It's sour energy. Al Green, the dude in the Senate that got kicked out, sour energy. Al Sharpton, sour energy. Like, all they keep us on is either buffoonery or emotional ignorance, where you're not even peeping the scene. We shouldn't even be arguing right now. We should be just waiting till the lane get cleared, and then bring up the 50,000 patents and some business deals. But we can't have these, college credit boules all in front. Nah, they got to have some grassroots people there, because otherwise we're just going to keep putting money into a dead end. And nothing going to go nowhere. But whatever demon Black America is under, they can't deny it. They can't, because it's too many sad stories out here. Too many effed up situations where it's just us. And the little twos and fews with other groups, it really don't add up, bro. It don't add up. You can't justify all the wrong we doing for the couple pennies that people did. Oh, well, no, they didn't kill people. Bro, what? Them white boys that didn't kill black people, yeah, they didn't kill some, and in groups, that's true. But, bruh, you ever seen gangs talk about rest in peace? It'd be a whole fucking alley fucking wall Be like 50 motherfuckers on there. Okay, that's just one gang. Bro, what coast do you want to go? Are you serious? I done heard so many type of rappers from East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, down South, bro. Name off a list. All of us have heard a few rappers name off a list of dead homies, like a gang of them. They be a shout out to whoop 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 whoop, and it be sad. You be like, damn, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? Damn, some of they little homies got killed at like 12, 14. Y'all not even thinking about that. Motherfuckers, you hear about a 14-year-old get killed, a little dumb motherfucker. Bro, he's 14 years old. Like, this motherfucker didn't even get to think. Let's keep 100. He didn't get to think, bro. Like, damn. Why? Raising unruly kids. No good parents in the household on both sides, female and male. You know what I'm saying? No good energy being raised. But motherfuckers just want a nut. Which don't make any sense. How did the nut get stronger than what comes out of sex? Like, who justified? You already know this is the Plantation Knuckleheads raised by Mr. Charlie, the original Plantation Knucklehead. We're not going to get all biblical about value yourself. No. How do you know that the original point? Because people can, say, the primitive people didn't know, they didn't care. Yes, until they elevated it into logic and then wrote down a reason, an explanation on certain things. The explanation is marriage. Kingdom, king, queen, whatever, but marriage. Why? Because two people are supposed to be coming together in holy matrimony with a ultimate energy. Why? Because they're supposed to be following this ultimate energy and dedicating a force connection. Because that's what this ultimate energy is doing. It is forcefully connecting itself to living beings. Showing through this spark that something divine can happen. And that is another human being. Okay, that's why men come with certain parts and women come with certain parts. You two will have to deal with each other till death do you part. It's even in the contract. Serious shit, huh? There's a reason Masons did that a long time ago. Because, see, that's what people would think. People think Masonry started in some, 11th century. No. We just didn't call it Freemasonry. But there's always been Masons. Ever since man has built something, there's always been a Mason here. Well, builds come skeptically or operatively. And then sometimes they're interchangeable. Sometimes the skepticism becomes the operatism. The operatives, or however you want to say it. I can't. I'm messed up right now. But it's like sometimes, most times, damn near all the time, the thought will take place first. Then the physical action will take place. So it's okay to be skeptical because that's going to make you think. And from thinking conjures up ideas, and ideas can become living imagination. You're like a child, you got too much imagination. That's very ignorant of you to say, because that's how the diner was created. That's how the paved road was created. That's how the door for the front of the house and the back of the house was created. It's all mind work. It's all dream work. That's why they say certain things. That's why they talk. You'll know when you're around somebody who is triple God matter. You know what I'm saying? No, better yet, triple dark. Because I'm not talking about evil. I'm talking about the universe, the ultimate unknown, where the first creative idea or thought took place, the spark of reality. Because everything was void. There's nothing there. People be like, see, the blackness is good. Yes, if we're using it in a scientific matter, of course. Black and white is great. Isn't positive and negative great in science? Neither one of them are wrong, correct? All right. But when you downgrade it, so much so that you do it to skin color, you're going to make a messed up situation, or you're going to make a form of mind control that can clearly be seen on the chessboard because the light piece moves first. The unknown will always have to follow the known. So which one do you want to be, slave or master? Oh, I'm not no white person. Stop calling persons white. We weren't talking about skin tone to begin with. We were talking about light beings. That's what we're talking about. Okay, a light being can clearly see the foolery and the 29% approval rating of the Democrats and how everything is coming to pass that a few of us were on years ago. And people want to spook it out with their, invisible friend, but it's like your friend never comes in. It's always a human being. Even these people that believe in this, invisible spook energy is like, okay, well, when does it ever come unless it's from one of you guys? If I listen to what the light show is saying and saying we're all a part of the piece of the divine energy because it has to be given and, expressed through a living being, a true living being, you know what I'm saying? True in living. Like they say this God is true in living. Okay, who's passing on God's information? I've never seen a fish read Matthews. I've never seen a dog talk about open up Corinthians 12th chapter. Never seen it. I've never seen a Korean house dog talk about, the 29th surah. Never seen it. I've never in my life, and I feel that I know I'm never going to see a penguin try to convert me to be a Mormon. See, all these spells are for a human brain. That's how you should know that the spook energy doesn't exist. The real energy exists through countless work. That's why I tell people atone. Don't repent. Don't repent. That's some you acting like you're not gonna do it again. No. Atone. Go through counsel and daily steps to place yourself back where you know you're supposed to be. It's more responsible that way. It shows more dedication, opposed to just saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I never do it again." Sure you won't. Show your remorse. Show your, your dedication to, your conviction, whatever, sense of the word that means. Could be messing up a happy home or not putting in your 110, whatever you want to take. I got off track, but that's fine though. All that was a blessing anyway. Y'all gonna have to realize that as messed up as it is to say, I'm saying it anyway, a lot of the popularity influence that we have is detrimental to our health because we have got clouded by fun over business. That's why our women like the thug over the nerd, which makes no sense. Why would I not like business more than fun? Three Little Pigs, it's an old story. What did you learn? My group has to realize there's a reason they keep us in the foolishness. There's a reason they keep us in the emotions. There's a reason they keep us in old arguments that are not going to work. There's a reason that they keep us in the back end. Because we're not stepping into the light. We're not stepping up to the plate and realizing the real argument. Why would they place us in the darkness, and why would we expect to be seen the light or be given true instruction when we're playing their game? We're literally playing their game. We're playing right into what they wanted us to do. Claim to be the darkness. And people can argue about, that black, you seen Makai, whatever his name is, dude from New York Undercover and Cool Runnings. He's talking about he don't identify as a black man anymore. He identifies as a non-white person. Now, I wouldn't go that far. That's just stupid. Because that's still saying you're in the darkness. In so many ways, you're still saying you're in the darkness. He said, I'm a non-white person. What justification is that? Doesn't make sense. When do you think you would ever hear a celebrity get into the real conversation about black and white and how there is no black man and black person? There is no white man and white person. There never really was. That only rocks here. And people be like, oh no, everywhere else they're different. Yeah, but it'd be like Latino on Latino. Asian on Asian. Like you got brown skinned Asians going to beef with light skinned Asians. It's like, bro, that's not weird. At least over here, Mr. Charlie and fucking the Negro have an argument. They're not the same. Why would the game start here? Why is the more accredited forgiving the European, the Masonic information? Why can you go to Europe and see the more over there? The dark skin, fucking black people with the crosses and everything. You can see it. The swords. They say all Queen Elizabeth jewelry and stuff. That was all theirs. That's why it's in those little joints. They don't let them out. That's what they say. I ain't no damn more. I'm Nick Muginian. I keep 100, but I'm just telling people. Seems like there's a reason that a lot of stuff is not adding up. So if you don't have all the information and you out here just going with what they have us doing, how can you not say that these so-called blacks are not following a demon? Oh, yo, progress is the process. You know what I'm saying? You got to make it better. It's like, I hope my people get it. I really hope they do. Till the next time. Ghost.